The Chicago Bulls are now not expected to draft Lamelo Ball. What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today I've got some more NBA news to talk about with you guys. This time it's actually currently being reported that the Chicago Bulls are not expected to draft Lamelo Ball. This is all being reported by KC Johnson. Now, I'm actually very disappointed by this, kind of move, if this is potentially going to happen. I really do feel like Lamelo Ball would be a great fit with the Chicago Bulls, but obviously, if this is the case, there is some belief in the Chicago organization that Kobe White is definitely going to be a starter in the league. I've definitely voiced my opinions on Kobe White before. I feel like White could definitely be a starting shooting guard in the league. I don't necessarily know how I feel about him at point guard. He's a very nice and versatile defender who also has a nice three-point range and can also score. Well, I don't feel like he's the greatest playmaker out there, and I really do feel like the Bulls need some playmaking. So I would have thought Lamelo Ball would have been a very nice decision. Like when I look at all their guards, they've got Chris Dunn, Thomas Satoransky, Kobe White, and all three of them aren't exactly the best playmakers out there. So considering Chris Dunn was reportedly considering moving on, I believe Satoransky will most likely be on the trade block. I would have thought going out and getting Lamelo Ball at point guard would have been a very nice decision, and I believe could definitely be a franchise player for them. Again, I know a lot of people have their different thoughts and opinions on Lamelo Ball, but again, I got to watch Lamelo Ball in Australia. I got to, again, meet Lamelo Ball. I'm a massive fan of him, and I think he is definitely a very, very exciting talent and could definitely be, very similar to his brother in Lonzo Ball and be like a triple-double monster in the league. While also, I believe, even though Lamelo didn't exactly shoot the greatest in, the Illawarra Hawks, I do believe that he could definitely improve that in the NBA. All he's got to do is improve his jump shot slightly, and he could definitely potentially get there. But again, it does look like they're not going to be looking to draft him. I think they're going to be going with Kobe White as their future point guard, at least for this season. I definitely feel like Kobe White will now be on starting minutes, again, with Billy Donovan, who is a very nice development coach in the league. And this kind of scares me as a Cavs fan, as I really wanted the Cavs to get Denny Avdija at pick number 5, and it looks like, now with the Chicago Bulls, going out and not potentially drafting LaMelo Ball, that they will most likely be taking, Denny Avdija at that power forward position. At the end of the, at the small forward position, rather. At the end of the day, they were never guaranteed to get LaMelo Ball. Like, there's currently a lot of reports going out there right now that Minnesota could actually be drafting him at 1 over Anthony Edwards, which I think is a very interesting decision. Which, again, I don't know if the video is going to be out or not by now, but I will be making a video on it most likely as well. And, yeah, definitely watch that one if you haven't already, or if it's, not out, definitely get excited for it. I do believe that he will go within the first 3 picks, either the Hornets or potentially, maybe even the Warriors could even take him. I do believe the Warriors aren't going to take him. They're going to draft the center. But again, the Hornets and the Timberwolves are probably going to draft him here and there. One of the teams will most likely get him. So I don't really feel like he was going to be on the board anyway. But I still would have liked to maybe see an attempt to try and trade up, to get him, as I do believe he could be a future very good point guard in the league. Again, if he improves his jump shot, I believe he could be way better than his brother Lonzo. As we've seen in his highlights in the NBL, he was going against, veterans in the NBL. Some of the greatest point guards that aren't in the NBA play in the NBL, and he had to verse them night upon night and actually did an okay job, defensively, and again was still a scoring machine while possibly being, one of the best playmakers in the league. I definitely feel like that he is definitely primed for the NBA. Again, he will have a lot of improvement here and there, but I feel like he could still be a very nice rookie in the league. It's going to take years for him to develop, because that's just going to be the player who he is. It's going to take a couple years to develop his jump shot and get used to NBA defense. But if he's anything like his brother, he'll most likely be guarding, all the shooting guard, point guard, and small forward position by the time he's in his 3rd year, which I believe he will have the capability to do. But again, it does look like the Bulls most likely will be going with Denny Avdija at this point at that pick 4 spot. Again, there is still potential they could maybe even go with a different small forward like Isaac Okoro, which I doubt they, potentially will. I feel like Denny Avdia is clearly the best forward in this draft, and again, he has a lot of potential as a point forward, and maybe that's what they see in him. Maybe that's what they see in Denny Avdia. Maybe they think that Kobe White could still start at point guard in their team, as if they have Denny Avdia, running the point forward position, then they wouldn't necessarily need Lamelo Ball's playmaking. And that could actually be relatively smart. Like, if you think about it, Kobe White wouldn't have to come off the bench. He could, guard that point guard position. Zach LaVine could be the shooting guard. Denny Avdia can be the point forward at small forward. I do feel like that makes a lot of sense, in my opinion. And again, that does again make sense, probably maybe even the better fit than Lamelo Ball. I just really feel like, though, that Lamelo Ball would have been a great player to put with the Chicago Bulls, and would have been a really nice player for Zach LaVine, as I believe both are, above average height for their positions, especially Lamelo Ball, who I believe is 6'8". He's probably, again, 6 to 8 inches above average height for his position. Zach LaVine, I think, 6'5" to 6'6". He's probably, maybe 1 or 2 inches above, well, maybe just 1, inch above average height, or maybe just nearly above, nearly just average height. But again, both of them are relatively tall for their positions, especially in, today's NBA. Like, if we look at their guards' heights, you'll have 6'8" Lamelo Ball at point guard. You'll have potentially 6'5" shooting guard Chicago in Zach LaVine, if that was to potentially happen. And then you'd obviously compare that to the Cavs, and they both have 6' point guard and shooting guard in Colin Sexton and Darius Garland. So I thought it would have been a lethal backcourt, but of course I do feel like maybe the kind of one of Denny Avdia would have been a better solution. I'm just kind of disappointed, because I really wanted Lamelo to go to the Chicago Bulls, and I don't really know if I want him to go to the Hornets or Timberwolves. I don't really feel like he'd be that great of a fit in either of those teams. I guess, there is still kind of a little bit of maybe Lamelo could go to the Golden State Warriors. Again, he does kind of play a very similar role to how Sean Livingston went about it, in the NBA. And again, there is a lot of reports out there that they do want to replace their Sean Livingstons and, again, Andre Iguodala and Kevin Durant, all three of those players who aren't on their team anymore. I believe they'll go after Frank Ntilikina, they'll go after Lamelo Ball, and they'll go after, other defensive, potential small forwards and power forwards here and there as well, to kind of, do a somewhat job of replacing those three players that left. The Golden State Warriors are very, system-based, and they'll definitely be wanting to do that. I don't know if they should be drafting Lamelo Ball as the best, kind of one. I feel like they should maybe go after a center. But again, I definitely feel like it's going to be very interesting to see what they're going to potentially do. But of course, as of now, it doesn't look like the Chicago Bulls are going to be drafting Lamelo Ball. It does look like they will potentially be drafting Denny Avdia. They could still draft Isaac Okoro. And again, as a Cavs fan, I kind of hope they do. I think I want Denny Avdia, but it's not to say that Isaac Okoro couldn't be good in the league either. But again, I definitely would really like to know all of your thoughts and opinions on this. Definitely don't forget to comment in the comment section down below. What are your thoughts and opinions on the Chicago Bulls potentially not drafting Lamelo Ball? Do you guys think that'd be a good idea? Do you guys think that'd be a bad idea? Again, I definitely really like to know all of your thoughts and opinions down below. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my gaming channel and my IRL/vlogging channel. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel for all the latest NBA content, NBA news and sports related content in general. But also don't forget to subscribe to my my gaming channel, as I said, my IRL/vlogging channel, and also my podcast down below if you haven't already. Links for them will all be in the description down below. But as I was saying, leave a like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.